We were very fortunate to get this mask on loan from the National Museum of the Royal Navy last year. This mask was made of the top name in British naval history, Admiral Nelson. It's a mask that was made right after one of his really well-known battles, the Battle of the Nile in 1798. He's about 40 years old at that point. He had just been wounded in this battle, and he was recovering from that wound in Italy, in Naples. And while he was recovering there, he ran into a woman who was a sculptor, training to be a sculptor. And she made this mask of Admiral Nelson as a study because she was going to work on a full-length statue for him that was going to be presented in London as kind of a permanent memorial to him. So to work out all the details on this statue, she made this mask as a study piece. And the great thing about it is that it shows us exactly what he looked like at that point in his life, and for somebody who has been painted millions of times, who has been reproduced so many times by the great artists of the world, they all have kind of a different take on what he looked like, but the mask really shows us exactly what he looked like and makes him a little bit more of a human figure. So it's a great thing to have. The woman who was the sculptor, her name was Anne Seymour Damer. We know that she had this in the beginning, of course, when she made it. It really disappeared for a long time after, in the early 1800s. We don't quite know how long it was with her or possibly her family. But on the back of the mask, there's an inscription noting that it popped up in Philadelphia in the 1860s of all time. We don't know how it got there. Most likely, maybe one of her descendants moved to the U.S. and brought it with them. It's just a guess, but it popped up here in the United States for a while. After that, again, we really don't know anything until just a few years ago. It came up for auction, and the National Museum of the Royal Navy found out about it and thought, oh my gosh, yes, this is a no-brainer, we got to have it. So they raised some money to buy it, and now part of their permanent collection. So yeah, it's been on a little bit of an odyssey during its life.